like my identity, I was thinking of how do I stand out in this market which is like filled with influencers, right? Like, and that too fashion influencers. And then I realized how many women are wearing lehenga in Dubai and posting it, right?
Correct.
Yes, like I have struggled with explaining to my parents what I'm doing. I have a stylist who actually helps me with a lot of my outfits and stuff.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
Yeah, so all of that goes into it. And then I have a manager who kind of helps me reach out to brands, to PRs, to source the right outfit, right?
Right, yeah.
You just one outfit won't work. Like you need you need to do the fittings and then you need to decide.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how it goes.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Social Kandura podcast. Today on our Influencer Diaries, we have Sonam Pirani, who is one of the most famous fashion influencers in the region, and she's been wearing saris around the Burj Khalifa, and those reels have been going viral. Let's get in conversation with her to see what fashion means for her and what does Dubai stand for in her perspective. Hello and welcome to the Social Kandura podcast. My name is Gaurav and the guest on our show is Sonam Pirani. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. We love the content that you're producing on Instagram, all with fashion and influencers and all of that. What's fashion to you? What does it mean when you say that, what does it take to be a fashion influencer in the case? It's such a non-conventional and a broad topic. What's fashion to you?
So fashion for me has always been a way of expression.
Right.
Like how people have love languages and stuff. For me, expressing myself is always through fashion. I find ways around it, to express myself, and hence it is so like close to me, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, and hence this journey to fashion, from engineer to fashion.
Right. So I think a lot of people take fashion very casually. People don't pay attention to the combinations they're wearing. What are they wearing? Do you like walk down the street and look at people and be like, that's wrong fashion. No, this is not right. That's such a big blunder. Do you have that in your mind, or is it like it's okay, chalega?
No. So like, fashion is a very judgmental profession. Like people do judge a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's for fun, obviously. It's not for nothing serious, but yeah, we do judge.
You do see someone be like, it's not supposed to be
disaster.
So you moved to Dubai recently, and you've also started your own clothing line called as Nora. And how did the whole process with that start, and how is it introducing a brand like that to Dubai? What's the response been for that, and what's the whole concept for Nora? How did you, starting your own fashion line takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of thinking, it takes a lot of planning. How did Nora start, and what role does that brand have to play with what you do in terms of the fashion content that you create? What role does that play in that as well?
So Nora actually started during COVID. I was working from home back in India, living with my parents, and I come from Bhuj. Bhuj is like an extremely small town in Gujarat, but the vibe is such that it's very rich in art, handicraft, and stuff like that. And since I have a fashion background already, I've done my master's in fashion tech. So I was like, why not start something with so many fabrics that are available here? And along with my work from home day job, I also started my own brand. That's how Nora was born.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and then it was completely born on Instagram. Like there was no other platform where I was selling it. Although like later I launched it on Amazon, on other local platforms back in India. And then from there I started listing it here in boutiques in Dubai, which were multi-designer stores. That's how Nora Dubai business started.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how has the response been for an Indian-based brand that's bringing in all the handicrafts and all the authentic flavor of India to clothing? How has the response been for that?
I think there already was a gap in the market for that kind of looks or fabrics or whatever Nora stands for, and that's what that bridging that gap has helped me, and the response has been overwhelming. Like I'm very happy with how it's going. But I need to work on it and expand
it eventually. As a content creator, how much effort does it really go into creating content which you think is going to be relevant to the audience? Do you get a lot of people that are asking you for fashion advice, are following what you're doing? How much of an energy goes into creating content that you feel is, not something that's like cringeworthy? Because you have so many fashion influencers, try 5 looks, try this, try that.
Right.
So how do you plan your content and how do you stand out from the rest of the fashion influencers?
So there are a lot of things actually that kind of formulate what content do I want to post next. But like my identity, I was thinking of how do I stand out in this market which is like filled with influencers, fashion, right? Like, and that too fashion influencers. And then I realized how many women are wearing lehenga in Dubai and posting it, right?
Correct, yeah.
How many women are wearing sari and posting it. So as like this is something which is true to my identity and still would be different in Dubai. So why not try it? And the moment I posted something like that, oh god, it caught attention and it went crazy viral. And
it went really did.
Yes.
I think one of the reels that you did where you're wearing a sari and were walking around, I think wearing a lehenga and you were walking around the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
What is the plan for that? Did you expect that reel to do so well, and did you think that, oh, this is just some new part of content that I'm trying to create, and it just picked up from there?
Yeah, so basically the idea was where I shot inside Dubai Mall wearing a sari, and I wanted to capture reactions of different type of men inside the mall, who belong to different nationalities. That was the idea. I wanted to see how they respond, right? So that was my first reel, and then the second reel was just a byproduct of that reel where I just just shot this, and then randomly one fine day I had an idea that I am 31-year-old and my younger cousin is actually getting married, and that's how the idea generated, where my younger cousin was about to get married. So
right, okay, and then that just got onto the whole section of that reel as well.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's like just the coincidences of lucks of everything, and that's just gone like really, it's really done well. What are the few things that you look for when you are for example doing a setup? If you want to do like when we had you at Film Fair as well on Social Night, it was a great outfit that you were wearing. How do you design these? Or like, I'm always been curious about how fashion, because like for us it's like, oh wow, that's a beautiful dress, but there's a lot of thought that goes
behind it.
Colors, texture, fabric, all of those things. How much thought goes into creating a dress which is unique for that particular event, and how do you actually go about it? It appears to be so complicated when you do it.
So first is, it actually appears simple. It's the opposite, but a lot of efforts go into it. Exactly. So the first thing is like sticking to the theme, right? So I knew that the concept is bling, but I did not want to go all out. So what do? How do I keep it, low key and still stick to the theme, which is bling? So I used sequins, and then from sequins, I used colors which would not be too blingy because I wanted to keep it low key as well. Subtle. So that's how you basically keep thinking and you arrive at a conclusion. But then the outfit is just not it, right? Like you have to decide the hair, the footwear, the accessories, and so the whole look that you see is actually so many things put together. And that too, like I have a stylist who actually helps me with a lot of my outfits and stuff. So
interesting.
So all of that goes into it, and then I have a manager who kind of helps me reach out to brands, to PRs, to source the right outfit, right? You just one outfit won't work. Like you need you need to do the fittings, and then you need to decide. So that's how it goes.
One question which I have, which I've always been curious. Let's say you have you design this masterpiece of an outfit for a night. What happens to it after the event is over? Like, does it just stay in a showcase forever, or do you reuse it? Because you can't reuse it because everybody's already seen you in that. What happens to those outfits?
Okay, I don't have any shame or embarrassment in reusing an outfit. You would actually see me posting that outfit or that footwear again and again. And I think everyone, literally everyone, should reuse and repeat. That's the future. Like we need to cut down on our usage. Exactly. 100%. So that's how the future of fashion should be.
Amazing. And how did it start off where you decided that this is something that I want to do full time, this is something where my passion lies? And what was that moment, because parents are like, okay, you've got your masters, why don't you go join like a fashion institute, or why don't you join like a big label and bring your designs there? what was that one moment that you said that, I want to do my own thing? And what was your support there? What was your whole parents' reaction, friends?
Okay, so I don't think you know that I have a full-time job as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
So, yeah, but because living in Dubai and that too being new, I had to take it up.
100%.
Yeah, so, but yes, like I have struggled with explaining to my parents what I'm doing.
Okay.
With Nora as well as with my Instagram, both.
Correct.
Because they don't understand. They come from corporate backgrounds, having government jobs throughout their life. So it's hard to explain to them that what I'm trying to achieve is not what the life that you've lived is not what I want to be, right? So it's extremely hard. Plus, because I come from a traditional background, Bhuj is a small town. So it's hard to explain to them fashion as well. So it's been challenging, but I think I get my way around it. Yes.
And where do you see the future of fashion going towards sustainability, and like we spoke about making sure that materials as well. Do you see a lot of paradigm shift in the materials that are being used now? If you're going more, back in the day, silk and cotton and all of these were so abundantly available. Now they're trying to cut down on resources. They're going, I was reading up some article where they had, vegan cotton and, vegan leather is coming out now. What do you think the future of, is cotton something, or like, that's going to be passé? If you're wearing a cotton 5 years down the line, it's going to be like, oh, that's so old school, or...
So according to me, future of fashion is going to be buying less, first of all. Like producing less, buying less. That is the future of fashion. And then secondly, yes, I see brands already moving towards sustainability, as more and more people are getting conscious about it, right? Like we see people getting educated now. They know that this is something that matters, especially with like the whole climate change, where people are able to see that climate change is happening.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
Exactly. So now people are getting conscious, but fast fashion, I feel, is still not at par at where they should be, because they are still producing a lot, still wasting a lot. We still see landfills.
Filled with clothes.
Exactly.
What's the best place that you go for like fashion inspiration in Dubai? Where is that one place that you go and you're like, people are very well dressed, streetwear is good, and all of those things are good?
I think it's the Dubai Design District.
D3?
Yeah, I love it. And also like, I would say Al Circle Avenue, when they have events going on. Yeah, exactly. That's where I get my streetwear inspiration from.
Amazing.
But apart from that, like not from the streets, then I go to WGSN, which is a Bible for fashion. You go to the website and you
see what's happening.
Yeah, it's basically showing you all the future trends. You just have to sign up and pay some amount, but it's always bang on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Would you rather rate someone very highly if they're wearing a particular brand, for example, a very expensive brand but like a normal t-shirt, or would you rate someone highly who's creative with what they're wearing, and irrespective of which brands they're wearing? What's your rating system?
It's hard to decide. Depends whether that person is a man or a woman.
That's fair enough. Makes sense.
Because like I like men being classy, so maybe wearing a nice brand, and women, if they experiment, they look nice to me. Nice.
So men need to focus on the right nice brands, and the women can experiment all around.
That's so mean and hypocrite, but
that's what
it is.
Like for guys, our options are like polos, jeans, trousers, suits, blazers. That's it. You guys have so many options of trying out different dresses and all of those things. So we have like a standard uniform. You can accessorize and do all of those things. But then it bounces down to how the whole look gets completed as well.
Exactly.
How has the fashion changed when you first entered into the industry towards, for example, I will give you something new. When I was, buying sneakers, and my friends or my fashion around me, nobody would wear like white sneakers, like a jeans on the top. They would go for like a formal shoe or like a suede. But suddenly there was a turnaround, I think, in the last 4 or 5 years, where white sneakers became very cool.
Right.
And everybody is wearing sneakers over everything. For example, Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra, when they got married, he was wearing sneakers. And all of a sudden, sneakers is now like the thing to go for. And those paradigm shifts that happened when you joined the industry versus now? What are those 1 or 2 paradigm shifts which, if you were it today, would be considered as a fashion failure, like say 5 years ago?
So I would say fashion is cyclical, okay? Like everything repeats, but there are time frames. Some trends stay for longer, some trends like die in some time.
Correct.
For example, when I joined the industry, we used to wear like extremely low-rise jeans and low-rise pants, exactly. And then that has completely changed in between, and it was all high-rise jeans, and there was mid-rise also in between. And now suddenly, this season it's again moving back to low rise, so that's how fashion is. So I feel if you're comfortable in something, you can still pull off an outfit regardless of it being in trend or not.
So as long as you're confident with what you're wearing,
it doesn't matter. Also, like, it has to be well put together, right? You can't be just wearing a low waist jeans with something terrible on top. So that's something that...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you classify a suit with sneakers as a fashion failure, or would you classify that as something that's hip and cool?
It's super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea of traditional suits are going away. People are just putting like polo t-shirts, a jacket, a trouser, and then that's what's
smart casuals cool. Or business casuals.
Smart casual, business casuals.
Yeah.
What was that one point, that someone sent you a message on your Instagram or something saying that, hey, I got inspired by you and this is the outfit that I wore thanks to your inspiration? What was that moment that, where you felt like, what, I'm actually making a difference? What was that moment, and what was your reaction to that particular message or that, feedback that you got? So
it's not one, honestly, now. Okay. I get a lot of DMs where they'll be like, oh, I bought this lehenga or I bought this sari inspired by you. So so I get that all the time now. And people love me for being me. That's what I like, even like living in Dubai, making desi content, it's so not ordinary, but still people just love it. And they want to follow me, which is something that
it's a very rewarding experience.
Exactly, yeah.
And how was it being the runners-up for the fashion influencer of the year with FilmFare Middle East? How did that whole experience, and you think that that's given you a further pump up that yes, I'm going in the right direction? How was that whole experience with that?
So first of all, I really want to thank FilmFare for recognizing me, because I feel, again, here also, I feel Dubai is extremely tolerant. Like, for a desi fashion influencer to be awarded an award for being in Dubai and creating desi content in itself is a big deal, right? Yeah. Yes, so correct. I feel that way Dubai is very tolerant. People love all types of cultures and they are diverse.
Right.
And hence I feel extremely grateful for this. Yeah.
Amazing. A lot of people watch your content, a lot of younger audiences, college students, back home in India here. They try to follow what you're doing. They want to become like you. They want to hold the whole path. What is your one message to them? What do you want to tell them, that people that are following you, people who want to be like you rather?
I want to tell them that believe in yourself and you can achieve whatever you want. So the one line that someone told me that, Sonam, you need to start believing in yourself because you have the potential, but you don't believe in yourself. So yes, exactly. So if you believe in yourself, you can do wonders. Yeah.
So you have to be your biggest fan. You have to be your biggest support system.
Self-motivated, self-driven, and all those things follow. So
follows, before the last week closing, what's the thing that that you get up every morning and you're like, okay, you know what? I have to keep pushing, I have to keep going. Where does that motivation come from? Is it a driving force that's like, because I'm a creator myself as well, and I have graphs. I'll create a lot of content and then I'll just drop. And then I'll create and then I'll drop. But what keeps you going consistently? What's that, driving force?
Okay, the gap where I want to be and where I am today is something which drives me the most. I know where I want to be.
Right. And you just try to push
exactly. Second is freedom of being anywhere during any time of the day.
Correct.
Financial freedom of time.
Yes.
Stuff like that drives me to work better, and obviously, like, I get so much appreciation on my content, so I want to keep my audience happy and growing. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending so much time with us and sharing all of your insights. We really love the content that you do. keep pushing, keep seeing, and a huge thank you on behalf of everybody that follows you for keeping us entertained, keeping us all fashion advices. Thank you so much, and all the very best.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely meeting you and chatting with you.
Pleasure. All right.